Luxury cars are nice and they hold great prestige, but what's the point of having a luxury car if it doesn't pack in the performance most of us crave? What's up, this is Chris at AutoMotivate. I have content like this every week, so consider subscribing. Now, as we go through this list, keep in mind I didn't add how reliable these cars are. So here are my top 7 fast luxury cars under 10K. Number 1 is 2010 Hyundai Genesis 4.6. Now real quick, these cars are listed from slowest to fastest. I know Hyundai isn't particularly the car you think of when you think of something luxurious or performance oriented, but their Genesis packs a punch in so many areas and it is actually decently reliable as far as luxury cars go. The cabin is sleek, quiet, and very nice. On top of that, with its 5.6 second 0 to 60, you'll be able to pass most cars on the streets. Now what are the issues? With the 3.8 version, there is an issue with rough idle. It has whining noise coming from the power steering, oxidizing paint on the door handles, backup camera doesn't work sometimes, but overall, this car is decently reliable. 2010 Infiniti G37. This is the second gen of the G car, which has a nice quick revving V6 and a 6-speed manual transmission. It can also come in all-wheel drive. I mean, there is a reason you see these cars all over the streets. This car has great handling and is planted to the ground. It's truly a bargain for what you get. Now what are the issues? The auto transmission has harsh downshifts. It took me so long to really think about this solution, but the easy solution, just buy a manual. Tapping noise in the engine bay, don't be too long, just use quality oil. Check engine light due to faulty gas cap. Now this one isn't an issue, it's a pretty awesome car. 06 Audi S4. Now the B7 S4 is an awesome car with an awesome luxury feel with great sporty handling, but with that said, I'd be wary purchasing this car without a decent history apart from the previous owner, and I'll talk more about that when I get to the issues. To top it all off, the S4 has Recaro seats and a great exhaust note and is all-wheel drive, and in my opinion, Audi holds a unique type of prestige. Now what are the issues? You need to make sure that the timing chain has been maintained, which is back to the decent history part, or you'll be forking out your wallet for this car. The chain itself should last the life of the car. However, the plastic guides go out at about 120,000 miles. The engine has to be pulled for this job, so expect you to at least $5,000 for it. And this issue will happen down the line, so be ready if you're wanting this car, or buy the BMW equivalent. Overheating due to failing thermostat, engine light due to faulty torque converter, oil leak from transmission output shaft, and there are quite a bit more complaints. These are just the main ones. 2008 BMW 550i. Yes, you can find this beast with around 100,000 miles under 10K. Now, I will be patient and wait to grab one with a manual transmission. I'm going to mention this now. Maintenance cost is pretty pricey, so if you're comfortable getting a bit dirty, you're good to go. And that goes for all the cars on this list. This is a beautiful, affordable luxury sedan with a good amount of miles for the price. I mean, check out the interior, it's stellar, and it's running a 5.1 second 0 to 60. What's not to love? Overall, the V8s in this lineup has been pretty solid besides oil consumption. There's a complaint about the fuel injectors going out, but that's more of a rarity, so be sure you keep them clean. Now, however, the 535 has a lot of stalling issues due to their inline 6 that were all reported under the 550, so don't be too worried, especially if you look it up and you see all these issues. It's more than likely going to be 535, not the 550. They are different engines. The 550 has a V8, the 535 has an inline 6. The stabilizer bar link going bad. As BMWs go, this might be arguably one of the most reliable ones out there, besides the E36, but don't expect Toyota reliability. 2006 BMW M3. The 3 Series, the BMW equivalent to the Audi S4, is much less luxurious from the 5 and 7 Series, but is still a luxury car, and arguably one of the greatest M3s ever produced, which is a bold claim. It has a great 6-speed manual transmission, a light inline 6-cylinder, and it's a solid price for what you get. Both the 6-speed and the SMG transmission is a good choice, but me personally would rather the 6-speed. The E46 is light, nimble, and can tear up most cars on the streets. The time to buy this car is now before the crowd who dogs them out and pushes them and tears them apart do. The E46 M3 is a perfect mix for someone who wants something to take to the track and still have a nice luxurious feel. Now, what are the issues? The Vanos actuator going out, costing about $1,000 to fix at a mechanic. It usually sounds like a marble in a can. Cracking subframe at the mounting point for the rear suspension, which you can prevent with some aftermarket parts. And the lambda sensor failing, illuminating the EML, engine management light. 2005 Cadillac CTS-V. Enough with the 300 horsepower range. We aren't going anywhere with that, especially against this 400 horsepower LS6 Corvette powered CTS-V. This car is older, but it definitely deserves its recommendation. It can go through corners nicely with a 6-speed manual, and you'll be sure to enjoy the free revs. The CTS-V. Now, have you ever wondered what the V actually stood for? The Cadillac's team thought it was a unique and elegant letter when they first came up with the CTS-V, but the true meaning is velocity, or at least that was a claim in the earlier models. Now it's visual. Since it's a Chevy motor, there isn't many issues regarding the engine. However, the engine light does illuminate due to a loose gas cap. Steering wheel positioning sensor fails, and there is reports of them having weak rear ends. 2005 Mercedes E55 AMG. This car is not to be reckoned with on the track or the streets. Sure, it's not the most performance oriented car, but the power this car wields will catch you up to anyone on the straightaways. I'll have to be honest, the exhaust note on this car is definitely one of my favorites. Now, with that said, this car has a lot of issues, I mean major issues. Leaks at the differential seals at higher miles, poor engine performance due to crankshaft positioning sensor failure, oil leak from oil level sensor, bad wiring or ignition coils may cause misfires, instrument cluster may fail, harmonic balancer may fail and damage timing cover, intercooler pumps may fail but it's an easy upgrade, and training failure due to bad maintenance. The transmission should be maintained about every 45,000 miles, so be sure this car has a decent history report before you purchase it, and then you can go back and see what has not failed and what is going to fail. Overall, this car is a badass car, and for the price I think it's okay. Alright guys, let me know in the description down below what you would grab. For me, it's pretty difficult. I really like the E55 AMG, the CTS-V, and the BMW 550i. M3 is pretty awesome too, but I'd much rather have that if I was going to be a drift car. Now, I would have showed you the sales ads for each car, but I really didn't want this video to go on forever because it was already feeling like it's going to be a very long video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more content. This is Chris with AutoMotivate. Now, always appreciate one another. I'll see you next time.